So the proper tools for the block: our butcher's knife, our cleaver, and our steel. Want to make sure that our cleaver and butcher's knife are always sharpened using the steel. We want to make sure we do that throughout the shift. Okay, I want to talk about a great brisket. Great brisket should have nice even coloring throughout the top of the surface. Again, I don't have any high spots where I've got meat that's burnt. Everything is nice and soft on top. And if I take my brisket, I can jiggle it. You can see it's nice and soft. And the same thing on the point is it's not dry and it's not too hard where the meat's dried out. So again, everything's nice and soft and tender, and the brisket jiggles a little bit. Let's talk about the two parts of a brisket. We've got the point and the decal. The decal is where the marble meat is going to come from, and the point is where the lean meat is going to come from. Our slices that we're shooting for are going to be pencil thick. That's 1/4 inch thick slices. We do not want thin shaved brisket. Our optimal slice is going to be, again, like I said, 1/4 inch or pencil thick slices. Our target length is 3 to 4 inches. You can see the slices have a great bark to the outside of it, a slight pink ring, and it's super moist, super juicy. You can see the moisture from the slices. Again, this is a lean brisket. When we go to a marble brisket, we're going to be slicing off the opposite side, which I'll show. I'm going to go ahead and place my slices soldered onto the scale on a logoed liner. And I want to soldier them up so that way I can see the bark, I can see that nice ring, and I can see the moist meat, but I'm not going to throw it out. It's going to be placed on there nice and even. I've hit my target weight, and then I'll go ahead and take that paper and place it right onto a metal sheet tray and hand that to the guest. Now, if this was for a sandwich, I would just take my slices and place that onto a toasted bun. And our target length being 3 to 4 inches, this will fit onto a toasted bun. So for a sandwich, we'll take those slices off the scale and then place that right onto a bun. Again, our target was 3 to 4 inches. That's going to cover the bun perfectly. The guest can see that bark coming off the edge of the bun. We'll top that and we'll hand that to the guest for service. So now I'm slicing into the brisket and it's getting wider than 3 to 4 inches. So now I'm going to begin to V-cut the brisket. And by doing that, I'm going to get my 3 to 4 inch slices from each side of the brisket. And then I'll place those together, keep those soldiered up, place that onto my parchment lined paper on the scale, and then go ahead and hit my target weight, and then hand that to the guest for service. If a guest orders a marble brisket, what we'll do is you'll take the brisket, turn it 90 degrees, and you're going to begin to slice from the decal. And we want to cut all the way through the decal, straight through the flat. And again, where you're getting slices now that are longer than 3 to 4 inches, I will take that, cut those in half, soldier those slices up so that way that the bark is visible, and then put that onto a tray for service. For a chopped brisket, our goal is a 1/4 inch piece, so we will still take 1/4 inch slices off the brisket, validate our weight. We do not chop it with a butcher's knife. Butcher's knife is for slicing. Use our cleaver, go one direction for 1/4 inch, change directions, and then that is it. That's a nice 1/4 inch chopped brisket. We'll go ahead and form that chopped brisket, place it on top of a toasted bun using a dough scraper, and then place the top bun on top. Do not press down. Leave that bun just teetering on top of that nice chopped brisket so they can see all of the great meat. Last thing I want to talk about is catering. If I've got a catering order of 3 pounds of brisket, I want to take my whole entire brisket first, place that onto the scale. If I've got a 6-pound brisket, I know I'm going to be shooting for about half of this meat is going to end up in my tray. I don't want to place the tray onto the scale, slice that out, and I'm having pieces kind of floating around the tray. Our goal is to always soldier our meats. So now that I know I'm going to be going for half the brisket into my tray, I can get half of it sliced, place it in the tray nice and neat, and then get that onto the scale and go for my final weight. If the guest does not specify lean or marbled, we are going to give them half lean, half marbled. Let's go ahead and take a look at how to properly soldier the brisket up into the tray. Now I've got my 3 pounds of brisket that I figured, which is half my brisket. I'm going to go ahead and place this into my catering tray. See how they're nicely soldiered up. This way these slices will stay nice and moist, but I get to show the guests that nice bark that's on the outside, the pink moist ring from the marbled brisket. I'm going to go ahead and check the weight on my brisket, and I need about 1/4 ounce more, so I will go ahead and get my 2 to 3 slices off the brisket, and I will add those in. I'm not going to add those on top. I'm going to make sure that I still soldier that brisket in. We are not going to throw the brisket on top. We'll make sure that we get room in the pan, and then we'll go ahead and make sure we get that last 1/4 pound in the pan and soldier that up still with that bark facing up. We'll go ahead and cover that catering tray or add the other protein based on the request.